You are watching One Book, One Review with Wiebke.
Let's talk about The Trick of It by Frayn. This was one of my random buys in London and I just loved the book. This is a novel about a young literary professor in his early 30s meeting the object of his studies. And it's an epistolary novel. The whole thing is told from his point of view. It was written in 1989, so it was really letters, not emails. We have him writing letters to his friend in Melbourne when he is in England. And in those letters he tells about his life and his connection with this author and his obsession with the author as his object of studies, and then later on as their relationship continues. I don't want to give away too much of the story, so let's rather talk about how the book is written. I've already said it's written in letters from the professor to his friend, and they are not addressed to anyone. We have no dates, we have no goodbye, no hello. They just start talking. And that is something that's very interesting because we really don't know names of anyone. Sometimes he just mentions people, but he keeps changing names. So he has this kind of a version of using real names, which he addresses at some point, just mentioning that he doesn't like real names. And it's really interesting how this influences you as a reader, because you're confused who he's talking about, who he's talking to, and in general who he is. Furthermore, this whole book concentrates on his person, and that is what I really thought very interesting, because he's not a very likable character. Through his letters, you notice how egocentric he is, how self-consumed. He's the center of the world, and everything else around it is connected to him. And it's really interesting how this dislikable character makes you want to go on reading, and it's just hilarious because the way the book is written is funny. He just talks in a strange way in his letters, and even though you don't like him, you just have to laugh at him and you can't take him serious, and you're just like, oh no, not again. What did you do now? Another thing about the writing is that I really thought there were some quotable sentences, some deep insight into things, and it just made me think about life. Also, within his dislikable text, he has some epiphany moments where you think like, oh, this is really true. Yes, I can relate to that. And then you feel bad because you're relating to this self-centered person. I also found interesting the idea of meeting your studies object. The fear he has in the beginning of meeting the person who he knows everything about, who he's written books about, and he just admires. And I think we can all relate to that in meeting the author of the book we love. And having a kind of relationship with them in a personal way sounds scary and frightening, but also so intriguing. And I really like this about the story, to see where this goes and how he handles it and what comes of it. So I'd say if you really like character studies and you're interested in some not so likable characters, you should check out this book. It's only 130 pages long. It was a very fast read. It shouldn't have been longer because I think the character would have gotten annoying at some point. But in the 130 pages, you can just go and look at him and be like, oh God, what are you doing now? And why? And I just love that. So if you like character studies, this is the book for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye bye.